Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This is your daily news and it's Tesla earnings day. So we're actually recording this before earnings come out. However, some big headlines just hit and essentially I think it's gonna be more important than with the earnings report and I'll show you why. So headlines, Tesla slashes prices of key models again ahead of earnings. And you heard that correctly. Tesla is cutting prices again. Here are the new prices. So you got your Model Y, that's a decrease of 3,000, so it's now selling around 46.9. Model Y Long, just under 50. Model Y Performance at 53.9. And then you have the Model 3, which is now selling at 39.9, so just a tad under 40. And I had mentioned that before, is like, why don't you just cut under 40? And it looks like they followed my advice, they did. And so that was another cut by $2,000. This is my understanding of the whole price cut situation. Every time you cut prices and, when you do it frequently, it makes consumers a little bit leery about buying now, because just think about this. Let's say you're looking, you're looking for a car to buy, you're in the market, you're like, okay, I'm thinking about buying a car. And then you check the price, you're watching it, and then you buy one, say, for example, and then 2 weeks later, they lower the price and you kind of feel like, well, gee, I should have waited. And then your friend sees you and they're like, oh, well, you should have waited. And then I'm just going to keep waiting. If you think the company's going to keep lowering prices, you just kind of wait till, it stops. And the thing is, then it makes it tough for people to decide when to buy because you think there might be a sale. I'm sure you guys understand this. It's kind of like, for example, there's going to be a, Black Friday sale / Thanksgiving / Christmas sale. So you don't buy, say September, October, you wait for the sales to come. And when Tesla keeps lowering prices, you don't know when they're going to stop lowering, because you're like, okay, well, maybe there's going to be a sale next week. And it's funny because I was looking at the old videos that I made, and I was like, okay, I did one 4 days ago about a price cut, 11 days ago about a price cut, and then 3 months ago about a price cut. And I was like, how many have they done? Good thing that articles actually tell you. Tesla cuts U.S. prices for 6th time this year ahead of first quarter results. So they've just been on a cutting spree. This is a reality that there are people out there who worship Elon Musk. I understand that. And anything that he does is awesome. And if he raises prices, he's a genius. And if he lowers prices, he's a genius. So I totally understand that. That's how Tesla puppers think. It doesn't matter what he does. He's a genius. The reality is, though, is that they're cutting prices, right? So it's going to affect something. And I don't think it's crazy to say that when you cut prices, there's a possibility that your earnings will go down. This is, again, cutting price ahead of earnings. Here's a bit of an estimate. So their operating margin estimated, right, this is before earnings come out, is around 12%, something of that nature. And this is the estimate again. And if you take a look at, say, like a Ford or a GM, their operating margins are around 4%, around 6%, something like that. So you could certainly make the case that Tesla can, cut prices further and then be just like every other car company with the same margins. And if that is the case, then you don't want to pay a high price for the stock, because right now the stock is trading at a premium and also trading at a valuation that means that, hey, Tesla's got awesome margins, etc., and it's going to be everyone else. The argument for cutting prices is that Tesla is becoming more efficient and they can make cars cheaper than before, therefore, cutting prices, etc. I've just not seen it myself, but we'll see how earnings come out. I just don't know, what kind of world you have to live in to lie to yourself to say, oh yes, cutting prices is fantastic and doing it so often. I would be fine if they cut prices once a year, maybe, once every 6 months, something like that. But the frequency of them doing it comes across pretty lame. And I just don't know how the puppers are going to respond to that. I mean, yes, I guess that the answer is, Chris, don't you know Elon Musk is a genius? And the other thing is, too, people always write, oh, Chris, you're so dumb. Elon's so much smarter than you. And I always say, hey, Elon and I went to the same school. I'm not making it up. And then they don't know what I'm talking about because they don't even know what school we're talking about. So if you don't know, it's University of Pennsylvania. It's a pretty good school. Went to the same place. I don't have as much money as Elon Musk. It's a reality because Elon Musk was born way, way richer than me. and that's also reality. If you're born into a wealthy family, you have more advantages than people who weren't. You can look up, my particular background. It's just a reality. And it's just a odd thing when we have to explain this to people. But it is what it is. So the main point I want to get across is he may be, a smart person, but doesn't mean he's infallible. He may be a smart person, but doesn't mean he doesn't make mistakes. And again, they're cutting prices You can decide if you think I'm just a big idiot because I don't understand this, but I, I can read numbers. I don't know what else to say. And the question is, I was wondering if you understand it, but it is what it is. So there is a possibility that their profit margins will be shrinking. These are estimates. And so, again, their profit margins are going down. Their operating margins are going down. This is what we're going to see in earnings, essentially, is they're going to try to convince you that things are great, even though they're cutting prices. They may be sacrificing margins, and then the other argument is going to make. Pro-Tesla will be that they'll run other car companies out of business because they can't compete. I disagree. I think other car companies kind of know what they're doing, and it's not like you're just going to run Honda and Toyota and Hyundai and Kia and BMW and Mercedes and Ford and GM and all the other companies. Like they're just going to run out and go into business someday. Volkswagen's in there as well, so it's going to be tough going forward. Yes, you can make money trading Tesla stock. On the year, it's down 46%. I think there's a lot of people out there who probably bought at the top, and they're just basically writing comments all day, every day to try to convince people to buy their stock. But it's going to be tough to recover this year. Again, they're cutting prices. The other thing is Elon does a lot of these like weird crap, and this is for any CEO. I personally, if I'm a CEO of a publicly traded company, I wouldn't be going on Tucker Carlson talking about this urge to impregnate women. That's the headlines. I'll play the clip for you, and you can see I'm not making it up, so have a listen.
I mean, the urge to have sex and to procreate is, after breathing and eating, the most basic urge. Yeah. How has it been subverted?
Well, it's just in the past, we could rely upon simple limbic system rewards
yes.
in order to procreate. But once you have birth control and abortions and whatnot, now you can still satisfy the limbic instinct, but not procreate. So we haven't yet evolved to deal with that, because this is all fairly recent, the last 50 years or so, for birth control. So I'm sort of worried that, hey, civilization, if we don't make enough people to at least sustain our numbers, perhaps increase a little bit, then civilization is going to crumble. There's the old question of will civilization end with a bang or a whimper? Well, it's currently trying to end with a whimper in adult diapers.
Yes.
Which is depressing as hell.
So that was Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. I literally just played it for yourself, and you can hear it with your own ears. My particular point of view on this, it just sounds like two dudes talking in a dorm room, talking about how much they hate condoms. And it's like, all right, if that's what you want to talk about. But as a, publicly traded company CEO, I just wouldn't be going on TV having these conversations. So it's a bit weird. Who knows? Other headlines: Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk team up for misleading Fox viewers. And it's not like a one-time thing. Elon likes to talk about, having more kids and stuff like that. He's working on that. I think he's got 10 kids. And he may even have kids that we don't know about. And, I don't know. It's like, I'm not going to touch this. I'll just say, if I'm a CEO of a publicly traded company, I wouldn't go out and just saying a bunch of weird crap and hanging out with the Fox News. And if you don't know, this is recent. I'm not just making stuff up. Fox News just settled with Dominion. Basically, they were spreading lies about Dominion. Their hosts are spreading lies, and they paid a big settlement of $787 million. So all these things add up. I think Elon's off his rocker. So it is what it is. There's another headline that came out as well, is that the Chinese government is looking into a worker death at the Shanghai plant. So that may weigh on the stock as well. And I know Elon wants good relations with China because, a big part of their business is there. There's a lot of competition from the local brands or domestic brands in China. So, it's not like Tesla doesn't make money. They totally make money. But, I don't think the future is going to be as rosy as it once was. Yes, in the past, they were the only game in town, but they're not anymore. And you got a CEO who's, focused on Twitter and going on Fox News, talking to Tucker and all that stuff. So too much drama for me. And again, they're cutting prices. Other things going around the market other than Tesla drama. So basically, the mid-sized banks are having a hard time. You're going to hear this a lot. They're having a hard time holding on to customer deposits. It's just people are kind of spooked. But if you look at the big banks, right, this is sort of Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, these kind of things, they're slowing down in terms of investments, meaning that, people, just the free money isn't there anymore. And so their investment banking is going down, and it's all of that. You guys can see here, they're all declining now. Are they declining to where like no one's going to invest any money anywhere? No, people are still going to invest their money, just they're declining. And this is something that, we're hoping that if you're in this stuff is stabilized. One of the things that I will say is it's not hard to see interest rates go up and people start, looking around, okay, where can I put my money? Where can I put my money? Or some people start saying, oh no, I didn't plan for interest rates to go up this much and sort of throw my budget out of whack and I'm a little bit underwater. So I got to start moving assets around, these sort of things. But, everything is going to be slowing. And you could also make the case too, it ties into what we're talking about with Tesla cutting prices. People don't have as much money to spend on, say, cars. Other things that are going on that's really interesting is Bitcoin and Ethereum took a hit the last like 24 hours. So this is saying Ethereum down 6%. At one point, Ethereum was down 8% in 24 hours. And I was looking all over for any kind of news, something like that. There wasn't any particular thing that said, hey, why is crypto selling off other than, maybe the Fed's going to raise interest rates, but that wasn't really something that was unknown. We've known that happening for a while. The only thing I came up with, and for those of you who are in this world, please tell me, I guess there's some sort of meme coin called Pepe. It's up 1,000% in 5 days. Usually when someone like myself, right, who's not a crypto person, hears about it, when it hits like sort of, mainstream, that's probably when it's time to get out. So my personal opinion is if you're up 1,000% in 5 days, think about taking some profit. That is pretty easy advice. And if you don't know, I guess Pepe is a frog. So now we're talking about a frog coin. So before it was all about dog coins. So I guess now the rage with the kids is all frog coins. I'm all about bunny coins. That's what we talk about on our channel. But I guess I picked the wrong animal. I was thinking Easter, Year of the Rabbit, this kind of stuff. Go with bunnies, but man, I just can't get it right. You got to go with frogs. So that's what people are doing. Memes are frogs, and your hero god is Elon Musk. So that's been your daily news. Love to hear your thoughts on any one of these things, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.